Hey everyone, I'm NornQueenAlexis and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the new High Lord of Terra. And she's kind of maybe a little bit overpowered, kind of. But she's going to take up an HQ role, so I don't know. Let's take a look at her. So, we have the new High Lord of Terra, the Sister Battle Bulletin. The High Lord of Terra prefers the battlefield to the boardroom. I actually like this. Also, it's a High Lord of Terra that knows what demons are. Well, right now, all High Lords of Terra know what demons are because they've all encountered them at this point. Because Terra was assaulted by demons shortly after Gilliman's crusade back to Terra started. And the Sisters of Silence, Grey Knights, Custodians, and several Space Marine chapters, Imperial Guard, have had to fight against demons on Terra. So it's cool to see that she actually got out there and was fighting alongside them. Welcome back to the Sister Battle Bulletin, our regular series of articles looking at a wholly required wrath, blah 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 blah. Following the reveal of their full new range in last week's Warhammer Fest Online, which was a little bit disappointing, we're taking a closer look at the zealot young warrior who leads them into the maelstrom of the Indominus Crusade. Yeah, I really like this. I love this model. I'm sorry, this artwork actually makes her look really cool. She's got the whole like zealot knightly haircut from the Middle Ages they're going with, which honestly I don't mind, but it looks really silly because her hair is cut all the way back. I might fix that a little bit with green stuff. That's just me. Morvenn Vahl is how I think you're supposed to say her name, is one of the youngest battle sisters to ever occupy the position of Abyss Sanctorum. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce that. The supreme commander of the Adeptus sororitas, chosen by the ecclesiarch in the vain hope of securing a measurable and blah 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 inexperienced pawn. Vahl instead took the appointment with the faith and zeal that had served her well in the... yeah, whatever. Let's just get right to the rules, because that's what I'm here for. And I gotta say, I love the model. I expected the spear/sword thing to be strength +2. I was wrong about this. I was wrong about the warsuit being toughness 4. It's T5. Like, look at this. 8-inch movement. I did predict a 9-inch movement, so I was a little bit off. But 8 inches is plenty good enough. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 2+. I did get this right. Strength of 5 and toughness of 5. I really thought that these were going to be 4, but it finally looks like sisters have something that isn't just, well, weaker than their Space Marine counterparts in every way. 8 wounds is a little bit awkward. I was preferring 9, but 8 is fine. 5 attacks is plenty. Leadership 9, I expected 10 for an overall leader of the Sister of Battle. And a 2+ save. Now I'm wondering if that's the Paragon Warsuit that's going to have the 2+ save. Because if it is, that's going to be incredible. But I doubt that it's going to. Oh wow, wait. The finest Warsuit of its kind in an ancient relic restored by the glory of the Fabricator General of Mars himself. Okay, never mind. Hers has the 2+ save. I think the other ones are going to have a 3+ save. But I think a lot of this stat line tells us what's going to appear for the warsuit itself. So 8-inch movement, probably going to happen. Weapon skill and ballistic skill is probably going to be 3+ for the regular warsuits. Strength 5, toughness 5, I think is going to be the standard. Wounds for these, the regular battle suit, I expect to only be about 3 to 4. I'm expecting 3. Attacks at 5, I'm expecting for the regular warsuit the attacks to be 3. Leadership 9, I expect 8 for them. And a 2+ save, I think it's going to be 3+. So yeah. Oh, wow. Unparalleled protection in the Adeptus sororitas infantry. As far removed from the Adeptus sororitas power armor. And the common flak jacket, powerful engine, powerful energy fields, blunt attacks, and even before they can reach the thick adamantium plate, turning aside blows that would cripple even the Emperor's Angels of Death. So they mentioned that this suit actually has force fields, which is cool. Or at least ours does. So this model has a 4+ save. Each time this model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6. On a 4+, that wound is not lost. So she can resist psychic powers, which honestly is incredible on a 4+. So that's insane. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, which is interesting wording, it sounds like the other war suits might be able to absorb damage for her, or the Celestians might be able to absorb damage for her. Have the damage characteristic of that attack rounded up. So if a weapon deals 3, it deals 2. If a weapon deals 4, it deals 2. If a weapon deals like 6, it deals 3. And then she has, like, she doesn't have a feel no pain. So that's good. And then we have her lance. So her lance has 10 attacks because it hits 2 times instead of 1 for each attack made by it. She has 5 attacks, so that's 10. At strength 5, AP -2, 1 damage. Or she could do 5 attacks at strength 8, AP -3, 3 damage. And yeah, each time an attack is made with this weapon profile on an unmodified wound roll of a 6, the target suffers 1 mortal wound in addition to normal damage. So if she hits, she deals a ton of damage. Her face looks hideous, but that's to be expected. It's just a paint job. I'm sure a proper paint job will make the face look amazing. The model itself looks absolutely incredible. Now we have the missile launcher. So I did get this right. I was completely right on the missile launcher. Heavy 2d6, strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1. At 36 inch, I expected 48, so I was wrong on that. So sorry, my bad. The other one is heavy 2, strength 8, AP -2, d6 damage. Which means she can fire this at like a light tank or a damaged unit and just kill them outright. Or you could use this as suppressing fire to get your sisters up closer. Or if you really just need those other 2 strength 8 shots at something, like you're trying to take out a knight or some rhinos, or maybe even a heavy tank, and you just need some extra shots. Say your multi-meltas are, you have a target that's like at 3 wounds left. This chair made some weird noises. But you have a tank that's half dead, and you don't want to waste a couple of multi-meltas on it. Use her missiles on it. Or use her missiles in close combats. Oh wait, no, you can't. You can't. Never mind. But still, her missiles going into something like close range is going to be insane. The heavy 2d6 is probably not going to be the one that I use, except on large groups of infantry, which is what it's meant for. It's cluster missiles anyway. But the heavy 2 is probably the one that I'm really excited about, just giving her some extra missiles. This actually doesn't talk about her... It doesn't talk about her heavy bolter. I just noticed that. They completely forgot about her heavy bolter. I assume it's a heavy bolter at range 36, strength 5, AP -1, 2 damage apiece. And then we got to talk about her aura abilities, because holy crap are they crazy good. While the friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit, so we do have core in our codex, unit is within 6 inches of this model. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll a wound roll of 1. It's a hit and a wound. So this isn't like the Canoness who can reroll all, at least of right now. We don't know what she's going to do in the future. Well, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, reroll. Yeah, so it does reroll all of them just about, because it's each model. Makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. So if you have bolters, you have to do these 2 at a time per sister if you're in rapid fire range, and you can only reroll 1 of them. And reroll a wound roll of 1. So yeah, you can only reroll 1 hit and 1 wound per model, which is still really good. In your command phase, select 1 friendly Adeptus Sororitas core unit or Adeptus Sororitas character unit within 6 inches of this model until the start of your next command phase. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll... You can reroll the hit roll, and you can reroll the wound roll. So that's still not all of them. It's still just 1 and 1. But that's still really, 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 really solid. And we can see all of her abilities here. And honestly, she's kind of crazy good. She's only rerolling 1 in 1, and she's going to take up, more than likely, take up an HQ slot. So I'm debating how good that is right now. Because if she's over about 200 points, which is what I think she's going to sit at, guessing, then we might have a contender for your mandatory Celestine, because it's Celestine, and your Canoness, who can reroll all hits of 1s and get the ability to give +1 to auras around her. Not auras, invulnerable saves around her. So it's really looking like, what do you prioritize? Do you prioritize survivability with rerolls, or do you prioritize close combat? I think she would be solid in a unit, in an army more dedicated to the war suits. But in a standard sister army, I don't think that she will have a direct place. But she's also ridiculously good and can give all those survivable bonuses. Actually, she doesn't give survival bonuses. She can survive quite a long time, depending on what her warlord trait is. And that's what it's really going to boil down to, is how good this unit is going to be on the field. I'm assuming, and you know what that means, that she'll be solid in a Celestian-focused army, and I can't wait to see those kinds of army, and I think she's going to be more suited to a role within the Bloody Rose detachment. I assume she's not going to have a order. I did not sleep well last night. But my reasoning is for this is she doesn't say order anywhere on her stat sheet. At least that we can see. So, like, she doesn't say order for the ones that she rerolls. She just says Adeptus core units within 6 inches. So this could apply to any and all. If you're doing mixed, if you're doing Martyred Lady and Ebon Chalice, she can work for both of them at once. If you're doing Bloody Rose and Ebon Chalice, which is the most competitive build, I believe, then she can be used in that. But the fact that she's not going to give out the +1 invulnerable save like the other Sororitas characters like Junith and Celestine or Canoness is a real big hindrance to me, because I tend to rely solely on those abilities. But that might just be me playing poorly. So it really boils down to how we're going to see this model on the tabletop and how it's going to interact with the other models themselves. Do I think this model might be a little bit broken? For a sister battle, kind of. Sisters of Battle are insane right now. They are ridiculously powerful, and they are doing quite well in certain tournament scenes that are going on right now. So it's really going to be interesting to see what they do with her. Personally, I think she's going to sit at she's a solid choice for an HQ, depending on the rest of the army build. That's what I'm going to put her at. And is she going to be my go-to? Honestly, probably. If she can get a Warlord ability, and the Warlord ability is, like, good, then I might take her over, because she has more firepower and more damage than a Canoness, and she moves faster. So she can keep up with Repentia, she can keep up with everything that's needed. But if you're doing a Repentia bomb, you need the 4-up invulnerable save, so you need Celestine, you need a Canoness. So it's going to be interesting, because I think what we're going to see moving forward is Sisters of Battle taking a battalion detachment and taking 3 HQ choices, maybe even 4. So it's going to be Celestine, a Canoness, her, and probably a Palatine, because the Palatine is just really good for overall abilities. But she might replace all of that. She looks like she's on a 50 mil base to a 60 mil base. So she'll have the range around her to give those rerolls. But I'm really considering what she may or may not be doing on the battlefield. She might be too melee focused for my type of build, but if you're doing Bloody Rose, she's going to be a nightmare for your opponent, because she herself won't get the bonuses if she's not of Bloody Rose. But the fact that she will have all of her aura abilities, buffing everything that already does get all those abilities. It really boils down to how effectively you can get this model across the battlefield. Honestly, her with a bunch of mortifiers might be really interesting. Assuming mortifiers are core units. So, I want to know your thoughts down below. Comments. Check out my Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to helping out the channel. As always, I'm NornQueenAlexis. I love you guys. Bye.